This is WFYI News Now. It's April 4th, and I'm Zach Bundy sitting in for Abriana Herron. On today's show, a Republican push to give charter schools a share of local property tax money sparks a fierce debate. A new study on how community violence impacts neighborhoods and the people who live there. And the Trump administration is freezing millions of dollars in federal funding for Planned Parenthood in several states, including Indiana.
It feels like anybody could be next, right? It's the point of making sure everybody is on notice to let them know that their funding could be taken next.
Those stories coming up, but first. After a 17-month closure and more than $60 million in renovations, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Museum reopened to the public on Wednesday. WFYI's Samantha Horton reports, the update brings guests into the Indy 500 with interactive opportunities and thousands of items on display.
The sound of bagpipes, an Indy 500 tradition, welcomed guests entering the remodeled museum for the first time. The roughly 40,000 square foot building includes the traditional exhibits of cars, trophies, and other IMS memorabilia. New exhibits bring guests into an immersive video of an Indy 500 race day and allow people to test their skills as a driver or a pit crew member. Roger Penske purchased the Indianapolis Motor Speedway in 2020 and has invested in upgrades throughout the track. He says the museum is now ready to welcome millions of guests over the next 50 years.
I can't tell you how good I feel, and certainly our family does, when we think about the city, the state, the region, the town of Speedway, what we can bring to this area.
The grand reopening comes just in time for the 109th running of the Indy 500 in May. I'm Samantha Horton.
A Republican push to give charter schools a share of local property tax money has sparked a fierce debate filled with adult voices and political arguments. But students from traditional public and charter schools say their voices matter too. From WFYI's Education Desk, Rachel Fredette spoke with high schoolers advocating for their beliefs.
Many young people are making their way to the State House to testify about the controversial bill to divert property tax money from districts to public charter schools. Dale Potter is one of them. The senior at Shortridge High School in Indianapolis opposes the bill.
I don't feel like right now that all these representatives are grasping what it would do to all these students and the lives these students have.
Charter school students are speaking in support of the bill. Rima Baradine Bell is a junior from South Bend. She says more local tax dollars should automatically go to charter schools.
If I went to a public school right now, my property tax dollars would follow me.
The bill remains in a House committee awaiting a vote. I'm Rachel Fredette.
You can find more on the bill that would divert property tax money from districts to public charter schools and more of the student testimony on our website at WFYI.org. A new study emphasizes how community violence impacts neighborhoods and residents and examines possible solutions. The project, dubbed The Big Idea, studied numerous innovation forums held in Indianapolis in 2022. IU School of Medicine trauma surgeon Damaris Ortiz was involved in the study and says it provides diverse perspectives on violence reduction.
We found that evidence-based policymaking is lacking in Indianapolis, and there's a lot of work being done by organizations in the city for violence prevention, mainly along providing services, supports.
Reoccurring themes identified in the analysis include limiting gun access and altering policies related to affordable housing. Ortiz says other big ideas include improving the community's physical and social environment and increasing public awareness about violence and its impact on communities.
Talk about doing media campaigns in order to promote racial equity, since a lot of communities that experience high rates of violence are minority communities.
The Regenstrief Institute, the Indiana School of Medicine, and the City of Indianapolis's Office of Public Health and Safety partnered for the study. And for our final story today. When you hear Planned Parenthood, you might think of abortion, but clinics across the country provide a wide range of affordable health services, including STI testing, cancer screenings, and birth control. Now, the Trump administration is freezing millions of dollars in federal funding for Planned Parenthood in several states, including Indiana. WFYI investigative reporter Farah Anderson has more.
Title X has provided federal grant funding for preventative health and family planning services since the 1970s. As of 2017, the program supported care for nearly 4 million people each year through a network of about 4,000 clinic sites nationwide. Now, a federal funding freeze targeting Planned Parenthood could affect access to care for more than 3,000 people in Indiana. Dr. Tracy Wilkinson, an Indianapolis pediatrician and reproductive health researcher, says targeting Planned Parenthood sends a warning to every other Title X clinic in the state.
It feels like anybody could be next, right? It's the point of making sure everybody is on notice to let them know that their funding could be taken next.
Planned Parenthood says it's assessing next steps, but hopes expanded virtual appointments can help fill some of the gaps caused by the freeze. I'm Farah Anderson.
That's all for today's episode of WFYI News Now. Our podcast is produced by Drew Daudelin, Abriana Herron, and me, Zach Bundy, with support from the news team at WFYI and public media journalists across the state. Our news director is Sarah Neal-Estes, Kendall Antron produced our music, and I'm your host, Zach Bundy, sitting in for Abriana Herron. If you like today's episode, remember to subscribe and share, and follow WFYI on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube to check in on our newsroom throughout the day. Thanks for listening. We'll be back Monday.